I'd love to open it up for a little Q&A. So for anybody who got stuck at their 12, tell us why. What's your biggest problem? For anybody who's like super fired up and motivated, tell us about your biggest win or your biggest challenge. So we'll get a little bit of live back and forth after Traci let us know who's coming in on Monday.
Yeah, yeah. So our guest speaker, our special guest instructor this coming Monday, a week from today, is Jana, and Jana is part of our Luxury Advisory Council. She is a former rock star from another major real estate company that both Dave and I previously worked with, and she actually does luxury sales in two different marketplaces. So if it is your intention to go really deep and learn from a master luxury instructor, there is nobody within the company that is more highly qualified to help you get started in luxury, to help you build your luxury business, and to talk about what it takes to build out that luxury team. So I can promise you, if all the, and Jana has been to our home, she is an incredible woman, is always on stage at EXP events. And this is your opportunity to hear from somebody that is actively currently making an exorbitant amount of money. She is a 6-time icon winner, which tells you 6 times already she's gotten her full cap back in the form of stock. So I am hoping maybe she'll share what her stock portfolio alone is worth. So be here on Monday. It's going to be an incredible event.
Traci, we've got a great group here today, another 30 people still left in the house. So we don't always get a lot of time for Q&A, but I want to see who has some questions. So if you've got a thought or question or a challenge or a win that you want to share with us, type me in the chat, and then I'll kind of go in the order that they come in. So Jackie, if you don't mind, open up and share what you're thinking.
Well, I just watched Wednesday's replay because I didn't see it live, and I see that the bundle select classes are only on Wednesdays. I'm not available Wednesday till after 1. Are we going to have a bundle select class for the group as Connie had suggested?
Yes, great question. So we actually had breakfast with Dawn on Saturday, and we're having lunch with her again on Tuesday. So she has volunteered to put together a bundle select program just for our organization. So absolutely, send me the hours that you're available, Miss Jackie. And if there's days that you're not available, then let me know, and then we'll work on getting that scheduled. I had begged her to do an on-demand training. I've been begging her to do that for 3 years. Some of the contracts apparently that EXP has with companies will not allow that. So that's doing those live. Yeah.
Got it. Next up, we had Lily. And if anybody has any other questions, type me in the chat and we'll get to you next. Lily, what's up?
I just want to ask, is anybody else freaking out like I am about going into the luxury business? I've been wanting to do it for a while, but I tell you what, the last 2 weeks, I mean, I've been really nervous. I drove around communities next to me that I'm prospecting to already, and I have not sold an over 1 million. I've been close, but I am freaking out. Is anybody else also freaking out? I attended the Luxury World Tour, so I got to see Jana, and awesome seeing the other people from Australia, and I'm going to attend the next one in Europe. So I would love to hear about that.
Thank you, Lily. I hear you. I feel you. So Traci, how would you respond to that? And then we see Melissa saying the same thing.
You know, that's an interesting question. And that's the really powerful thing about what EXP does. I mean, there's training classes every single solitary week on working with luxury. But the truth of the matter is, once you start to work with luxury clients, it's all you're going to want to work with. I mean, for the most part, they are so much more easy to work with. The checks are bigger and the clients are more reasonable. So it's like anything else that you ever do in your entire life. It's really scary the first time. And then after that, it's just not so much. I mean, the truth is that those clients need professional agents more than anybody else does. And that the only solution for overcoming any fear for the most part is to feel the fear and just do it anyway.
Let's go. I love it. So it made me think of 2 things. You know, when you scroll through like the internet, they call them memes when you see like those pictures that have something on them. And there's a meme about the difference between, and it's a real estate meme specifically, is the difference between like a low sales price client and a high sales price client, right? And it says that low sales price client is it's like a bunch of text. It's like, I'm not really sure. We really need to evaluate all the possibilities. Decision unsure. I mean, maybe this is a huge decision for us. And they're talking about like a really expensive, low price house. And then the other one that's a really high price house, it says documents signed. See you Monday. Right.
Yeah.
Like, because that's the difference, Lily, in sort of behavioral style and personality type. Like if someone has built the income and the life and the business that supports luxury living, they are a driving personality. They are quick decision makers. They don't get caught up in minutia and silliness and details. They're professional and comfortable signing contracts and sending money. Like it's totally different. And so I do think, Traci, that is a fear eliminator potentially for some people, is just to realize that it's actually a beautiful experience to work with people that, you know, own and buy and sell in that luxury price point. And then the other meme it made me think of, Traci, is I don't know if I can show it. My camera might be blurred. Let's see. Okay. So see those boxes up at the top? You probably can't see it really well. It's a bunch of boxes and they're mostly like not filling up. And it says gaining clarity through thinking. So the more you think about selling luxury real estate, you will gain very little confidence, very little clarity, very little everything else. But then the bottom one says, and it shows them all filling up really fast, gaining through doing. You will get so much more clear and so much more comfortable and so much more confident the next time if you drive through, if you just get out and knock for a couple hours. The next time if you drive through, if you just see a listing that's an EXP agent and you call them and ask to host an open house, you'll just get like a little bit more comfortable. So those are two things that came up for me. Melissa, real quick, did you want to share a comment? You know, if you have a similar fear or different fear from Lily, or get a little of Traci's feedback for you?
No, I the same way. I'm just scared to step out a little bit when it comes to the luxury, and it's more so of not knowing what to say or where to go. And then it depends on like, mainly not knowing what to say, not knowing what to say. And then it's like, what if they ask something and then you don't have the correct answer? Like your response back to back to them on how to find the correct information. But I get it once, I get over that fear of not knowing what to say and then just being shy. Things are just, it'll play out smoothly.
I can tell you, my first year in real estate, my average sales price was $78,000. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I've done it all. And what I can tell you is that the questions for the most part are almost identical no matter what price point that you're in. So, but I can also tell you in any point in your real estate career, anytime you say, you know what, let me just double check on that answer and I'll get back with you. And then pick up the phone and call me, and do that luxury certification class for the first time, to my knowledge, ever. It's free. And your last shot to do it for free, as far as I know, is this Thursday at 8 a.m. I'll be on that class. So if you've got any concerns at all, there'll be a lot of clarity that you'll get attending that class.
Thank you, Traci.
Oh, I'm excited to be working with you. Yeah.
And what I'd say to Melissa here, so this is really important for anybody who's still on this call. Back to solving problems. The more specific you can be about what your challenge or problem is, the more likely someone like Traci or myself can solve it, can help you solve it. So Melissa, when you narrowed down your fear to, I'm just not exactly sure what to say, guess what I did? I went to my bookshelf and I grabbed a book.
Exactly.
And I Googled something and I looked up a resource and I was like, oh, well, if you're not sure exactly what to say, Melissa, Traci just gave you one prompt. Hey, I'm not sure on that answer. Let me contact my partner and get back to you. Done. Now you know exactly what to say. Anytime someone else asks you a question that you don't know the answer to, that was one. I'll give you like 2 or 3 more questions and you'll be done. And now you can go out boldly without any fear of what to say. So the next time someone asks you a question and you don't know what to say in that moment, ask them, so Traci, what is your experience with that? That's it. Then they'll tell you what they know. You'll identify a gap or two. And now you call Traci with an even more specific question, Melissa. Hey, I'm talking to person A. They have problem B. They know C and D. What's the E and F that I need to give them, Traci, to close this, to get this thing moved? Like, done. Now you have such a powerful question back to Traci. So someone asks you something you don't know the answer, you ask them back. So what's your experience with that? and they'll tell you, I have no experience with that, Melissa. I know nothing. Well, guess what then, Melissa? Your Google search helped them. They have no experience. Or they say, I'm very experienced. I know everything except, and now all you're doing is looking for the person who knows the except answer, and boom, you win, right? So